Hi, I'm Alex, welcome to BikeMatters, and today we're going to be looking at the 10 best maxi scooters for 2023. So at number 10, and kicking off the list, we have the Piaggio Beverly S400. It's got a 399cc HPE single cylinder, which kicks out the outgoing 350cc unit. They've done a lot of work here to further reduce vibration and noise levels from that outgoing motor. It's got more power and performance with 34.9 brake horsepower and 37.7 Newton meters of torque. It does also weigh 195 kilograms, so it's got a pretty decent power to weight ratio, though it is a smaller scooter, and it's got a 790mm seat height. So this is going to be a typical Piaggio design that you're probably accustomed to, but it does look a little bit different to some of the older ones because they've updated the styling a little bit. Elsewhere, there's a 16-inch front wheel and a 14-inch rear wheel. It's got a newly designed 7-spoke alloy wheel setup, and it's got the Piaggio MIA smartphone integration on its new 5.5-inch LCD display. Of course, it's got a luggage rack and LED lighting with new Showa suspension, and overall, this one is a pretty nice scooter. It does have a small fuel tank though. It's 12 litres, and it's the smallest on this list, and you can pick it up in 4 different colours. And it's a £6,000 scooter, so it's quite pricey, but Piaggio is known for having a fairly pricey scooter, but you know what you're getting. Now in at number 9 we have the BMW CE04, and this is quite a different option because it's an actual fully electric scooter. I was lucky enough to ride this one on the launch in Barcelona and I had an absolutely great time. It's fantastic fun off the line and it's just great fun to ride. It's got a really long wheelbase, which I believe is 1,675mm. The low centre of gravity is because it has the batteries mounted in the floorboards, and the fact that it's an electric bike or scooter with a belt drive means that power to the rear wheel is instant. So riding this thing, you have a load of power, and off the line it's just ridiculously fast. Naturally, because it's an electric scooter, you're going to be wondering what the recharge and the batteries are like. So you've got a 148 volt battery with 40 lithium ion cells. And the quickest you can charge this with the BMW fast charger is 0% to 80% in 65 minutes. You've otherwise got a 3.5 hour charge from 0 to 80 and a total range of around about 80 miles depending on how you ride it. Probably not enough for everyone, but it's not too bad if you consider you're just going to be riding around the city. But one of the big drawbacks for me on this one is the price. It's £12,850, and that is quite hefty. Of course, you can consider the fact that the price is going to be spread over the lifetime of owning it because it's an electric bike, and filling it up is hopefully going to remain nice and cheap. But irrespective of that, £12,850 for a scooter is quite a lot, especially when you can only get 80 miles on a full charge. Elsewhere, the ride quality is superb, as I mentioned. You've got a load of riding modes, you've got energy recovery system, and realistically, this is going to be something that a lot of people will look at, especially if you've got a lot of money in the bank, and wealthier scooter riders may be already lured in by this. And it does weigh 231 kilograms, so it's quite weighty. But the seat is quite accessible, 780mm. Overall, I quite enjoyed it, but it's quite an out there option. Next in at number 8, we have the Suzuki Burgman 400. Now this is a long-running industry stalwart of a scooter, and I affectionately call it the Burgerman because Burgman. Now, though it hasn't really been updated extensively over the years, the previous Burgman 650 wasn't able to beat the Euro 5 rules, which are quite strict. So this 400 class edition is priced in at a fairly lofty £6,999, especially when you compare it to some of the similar smaller size rivals. But for your money, you do get a single cylinder unit with 28.8 brake horsepower and 35.2 Newton meters of torque. You get a 13.5 litre tank that will get you around about 209 miles per fill up, and it's easy to get along with. You've got a 755mm seat height and 218 kilogram curb weight, so practically every rider is going to be able to get on with one of these. Of course, the Burgerman has been around for a long old time, and it's been performing quite well in the sales chart for scooter sales, and it hasn't necessarily seen huge upgrades in the last few years, but you'll see these everywhere, wherever you go in any city. It's just a very popular bike and scooter, so Suzuki may look at this and think, why mess with something that works? I will just throw in as well, of course, Suzuki have the new 776cc twin that they put in the GSX-8S and the V-Strom 800DE. So perhaps they're going to be looking at putting that parallel twin into a new Burgman. We'll have to see. At number 7, we have the Sym Maxsym TL 508. Now, Sym's flagship maxi scooter is a strong contender at number 7, and the TL508 is quite a tempting offering, with the 508cc twin putting out 44.9 brake horsepower and 49.9 newton meters of torque. It weighs 227 kilograms and it has a 50-50 weight distribution that Sym say is going to be making this a very sporty offering, though it is a pricey offering at £8,999 from the Taiwanese-based manufacturer. The spec on paper does promise quite a engaging ride alongside the typical maxi scooter features. So you've got a 795mm seat, a 4.5-inch TFT instrument cluster, it's got keyless ignition and an adjustable windscreen, offering a premium ride for your commute. It does only have a 12.5 litre tank, so it could have a bigger fuel tank to prolong your journeys, but it does have twin disc setup and an upside down front fork, and the 227 kilogram weight isn't too bad, but it is a little bit weighty, I guess. Now at £9,000 or thereabouts, it is one of the more expensive scooters on this list, but you could buy one to stand out from the otherwise Japanese dominated options. So you'll have to consider if a Taiwanese scooter is for you, particularly one that's quite performance focused. Next up at number 6, we have the Kymco AK550 Premium. Now, we have actually tested the Kymco AK550 here at BikeMatters before, and it was a few years ago. Brett was really impressed with the scooter then, and it continues to impress us now. It is priced at £10,399, and it is therefore certainly a premium option, though that's no surprise from the name. You get a centre console that's supposedly inspired by piano keys, and this Symphony on wheels is propelled by an inline 550cc twin with 51 brake horsepower and 52 newton meters of torque. So alongside the riding modes, cruise control, traction control and electronic throttle, this is quite a sporty scooter. It is also weighty, and the dry weight is listed at 223 kilograms. You will have to consider that dealerships are going to be fairly hard to come by as well. But the spec on offer is nonetheless impressive, with a 14.5 litre tank and 785mm seat height. You've also got upside down forks and a twin disc setup, so I'd say the AK550 is a premium option for the premium price tag. In at number 5, we have the Peugeot XP400 Allure. Now, freshly revealed for this year, Peugeot's shown off its largest and newest scooter alongside its brother/sister, the XP400 GT. It's got a PowerMotion 400cc single-cylinder unit with 36.7 brake horsepower and 38.1 newton meters of torque. It is quite a performance-focused scooter for a 400cc, and it does weigh 231 kilograms, which a lot of scooters seem to float around that sort of weight. It is very smart looking. It's got a TFT display, USB sockets, LED lights, twin brakes up front, and storage space, which they say under seat fits a lid. It'll be interesting to see how the XP400 series plays out for Peugeot. Now, they do keep a lot of their promotional footage quite sparse with information, but the specs do certainly put it up there as one to consider in the 400cc scooter market. It's priced at £7,349, so it is a bit of a hefty proposition on the wallet, but this could be the flagship that leads Peugeot back into the front runners of the maxi scooter market. At number 4, and just missing out on the top 3 spot, is the BMW C400 GT. Now, from £7,340, the 350cc single with 33.5 brake horsepower and 35 newton meters of torque is a very exclusive offering from BMW, the Bavarian giants. There's also an X variant for £6,560 if you're not after this GT spec, and you do get 3 years warranty on a new one. It's tech galore for the C400 models, and you get ride-by-wire, a USB socket in the storage compartment, a TFT dash with optional mobile connectivity, optimized automatic stability control, keyless ignition, and it's all ready for A2 riders and up to jump on. Plus, the weight of 201 kilograms with adjustable preload suspension on the rear, you'll be nipping around feeling just that little bit more sporty with quite a sporty scooter beneath you. It is a typical premium price for a 350cc scooter, though you see enough of these around and they do review quite well. So there's proof in the pudding for this BMW C400 to be a serious contender for the exclusive scooter rider. And it's certainly a popular scooter as well. So breaking in the top 3, we have the Honda X-ADV. And it's a head-turning adventure offering from Honda here. The X-ADV is £11,099, and it placed in at number 1 for us last year. I'll also nod towards the Honda ADV 350, which is £5,799, which is the smaller offering, but still got a taste for an off-piste ride. Now, this X-ADV is an off-road scooter, and I've done a little bit of gentle off-roading on this, surprisingly. You're given a 41mm upside-down fork here, a redesigned seat to reach the ground easier, even though the seat is 820mm. You get 17-inch front wheel and 15-inch rear wheel, both spoked options, and you get a TFT screen, rider modes, and switchable rear ABS. There's also throttle by wire with 5 modes, including a gravel mode, a 6-speed DCT auto, which is the automatic offering from Honda, with their Honda selectable torque control. And that's quite the list. It really is an amalgamation of the Honda Forza 750 and the Africa Twin put in a scooter package. And despite what you may think, it's weirdly nice as a scooter to ride around, and it's quite a surprising option. It looks different and it just rides really nicely as well. That 745cc parallel twin, by the way, has 57.7 brake horsepower and 69 newton meters of torque on offer, and you can restrict it for an A2 rider. So the X-ADV is surprisingly fun. It's really good as a scooter option that if you wanted to take off-road, you could. And as a side fact, it's outrageously popular in Italy. It's one of the top-selling two-wheelers out there, and it even outsold the BMW GS on their lists. And you know how well that bike sells, so that's incredible. In at number 2 is a firm favourite, the Honda Forza 750. It's a sporty maxi with style, packed with practicality and crafted with character. It's effectively a sports bike with the comfort and benefits of a maxi scooter. Now, I have tested this one myself a couple of years ago, and it's an absolute joy to ride. I had a great time on it. The dual clutch transmission, which is the DCT, again, the sort of automatic option, it works superbly well, and it puts a 745cc twin with 47 brake horsepower and 69 newton meters of torque through a chain final drive. You get 3 rider modes, a configurable user mode, and a Honda selectable torque control there as well. So you can really put down what you want out of this scooter. It's got a motorcycle spec chassis with 41mm upside down forks and a ProLink monoshock with aluminium swing arm, and it gives a sporty ride. But it is still a maxi scooter. So you get an under-seat storage of 22 litres, which is just about enough for a full-face helmet, a USB Type-C in the glove compartment, and a 5-inch colour TFT display which links with your smartphone should you wish to link it up. You get a 13.2 litre fuel tank, and you get a range of around about 220 miles. All in, the bike at £10,399 is a lot of value for the money. This is one that I find that if you're a sports bike rider that still wants that sporty character but just wants to step through comfy bike to ride, this could be the option to go for. So we reached the number 1 spot, and this year we've gone for the super techie Yamaha TMAX Tech Max. Some do consider this the epitome of maxi scooters, and it's Europe's most successful sports scooter for a reason. So naturally, it has to go at number 1, doesn't it? With a 562cc or 47 brake horsepower, 55.7 newton meters torque parallel twin with a 360-degree crank, there's a surprising amount of power on offer here with a sleek, sporty design and improved rider and passenger ergonomics for a comfortable ride. Overall, it's a seriously high-spec machine. You get a 15-litre fuel tank, cruise control, heated grips and seat, connectable 7-inch TFT screen with full map navigation if you pay for the Garmin subscription, electric adjustable screen, adjustable rear suspension, traction control, and a cavernous underseat storage that can fit a full face lid. You do pay for the full package here with the list price at a whopping £13,807, but you get the goods for your cash, and it does look stunning in the new dark petrol colour scheme. There is so much to talk about the TMAX Tech Max, so it's even got an electronically locking centre stand. So check out our review from the previous model that we've had in here at BikeMatters. But it's number 1, and I think it's a very nice option at number 1. So that just about rounds up our top 10 maxi scooters for 2023. But let us know in the comments which one you think is number 1 or in the top 3. Of course, thanks to Lexham for powering the channel, and of course go to Lexham Insurance website to go on the blog so you can read all about scooters, find out the top 10s, have some reviews and everything on there. It's good fun. If you fancy sticking around, why not look at the best new scooters for 2023 and have a watch. But let us know which scooters you'd stick in the top 3 for your own personal list down in the comments below. Also, whilst you're there, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Ciao.